Good afternoon. Today we are interviewing Grandmaster James H. Hudson, who is the pastor of Hope and Faith Chapel and Diocese Prelate for the Churches of God Pentecostal. He's addressing his new co-authored book, Mental Martial Arts, with Master Lance Dixon. Hello, Grandmaster Hudson. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Sister Sherry, for being able to host me today. I'm so happy to be part of Hope and Faith Chapel today in order to receive some of this information and to get it out to some of our viewers.
Today I'd like to ask you a few questions, roughly about 5, if that's okay with you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so let's start with the first one. Dr. Hudson, how long have you been involved with the study of martial arts?
Well, Sister Sherry, I've been involved with the study of martial arts for approximately 50 years. And in that period of time, I've gone through a number of different karate challenges, karate styles, boxing, wrestling. And we've had a very successful career, been a tournament champion, national competitor. And I believe that being an instructor, a sensei, is probably the greatest of all of the endeavors. Now, Master Dixon, whenever he and I got together and we started talking about what it was that we were going to try to write, Master Dixon's been involved for about 45 years. So between he and I, you're looking at the accumulated sum of almost 100 years of information on martial art study.
Wow. What was your driving force for writing Mental Martial Arts?
Well, Master Dixon actually came to us. He happens to be an individual that is very, very highly educated. He has 2 master's degrees. So have I. He is a retired military person after serving 20-some years with our military. So have I. Both of us have worked in the education venue. He is a trainer and an instructor of curriculum development. And one day he had come to me and said, you know, I'm thinking about writing a book that deals with how to help students, how to get people in touch with some tools that are going to advance them using martial arts applications and technologies. I said, well, that's phenomenal. He said, well, would you consider doing the book with me? I said, sure, not a problem at all. He has several other books that he's written. I have several other books that I've written. So I said, let's collaborate, see what we can come up with. And with the accumulation of nearly 100 years of information, as well as both of us being pretty well educated, we said, okay, maybe this might be something that's going to be very helpful to high school students, college students, and individuals that want to strive to better themselves using these strategies.
When did you know how to capture the essence of the material for the book?
Well, actually, I knew once we started getting into the book, and the book dealt with critical thinking, with social intelligence, emotional intelligence, the ability to debate well, also dealing most specifically about the use of the brain and how the synaptic relays and the neurotransmitters work so that we're able to bridge that gap between what we think and what we do, and how we're able to utilize the identification of an object or an item, and then pausing to recognize what that thing is, and then responding so we can become a little better suited for whatever the choices are that we make, and proper decision making. So while we're trying to think about that, I said, man, this is something that can work very well in the venue that we deal with. And we both deal with the education of youth, especially today's youth. We need to be able to connect them to things that are not just digital or millennial, but those things that are tried and true methods that work. And what better way of doing that than the use of martial arts, which is ages of when it comes to oldness, and the ability to stimulate that discipline that is required to make certain that what you do is very success oriented.
Okay. Where did you gain your greatest exposure to the needs of today's youth?
I gained my greatest exposure to date, working in Harbor Creek Youth Services here in Erie, Pennsylvania. I've got over 18 years of working with at-risk youth that were right on the fringes of being able to connect what we were just talking about, those pieces of technology that we use today, in order to make their lives more successful and culpable to meet the challenges of today's world. So by working in that at-risk environment and being a therapeutic clinician, I'm a therapeutic counselor and therapist for the Liberty Unit out there, I was able to see where this particular population of youth could really be better, not only suited as individuals for society, but also in their own personal lives, make better decisions that are going to affect them to mature more rapidly, so they could go to college, so they could complete high school, and they could have more social skills to bring to the table. That way, we will be able to have a better individual, someone more suited for success, and we would actually have a part of making that happen. Instead of, sometimes when you're asking yourself, have I done enough? Have I really contributed to someone's life or the betterment of society as a whole? So it was Harbor Creek Youth Services where I got the greatest depth of what we're dealing with today.
Okay. Why have you continued in your martial arts service?
I've continued because I see where there is a value, a benefit that can be extrapolated from being able to learn martial arts. You get the discipline, you get the dedication, you get the persistence, you get the character, you get the ability to use and market those particular values and the beliefs into yourself, making yourself a better person and being able to realize, you know what, I can do this. You actually take self-talk and you say, I could do this. People told me that I couldn't do this. People told me I wouldn't amount to anything. People have told me, well, no, you can't do that because that's a little bit above your pay grade or your skill level, your knowledge, skills, and abilities. No. You sit back and you say, I can do it. It may take a little time, but that's something that we all can use. And so utilizing everyday concepts to meet the challenges that we face through mental martial arts, you can see where you can enrich your life, enrich the lives of those around you, and add value. And that's why Mental Martial Arts is a great book to read, and that's basically why I continue to stay in the martial arts, because I see where individuals today need to have a touchstone that will help them develop in what it is they want. If you have a weakness in your life, this can help you develop that weakness into a strength. And there, you'll have your successes. So yeah, the martial arts, they're a great incubator for those type of successes in your life.
Thank you, Dr. Hudson, for your time.
Thank you very much. And I want you to know, mental martial arts is for you. All you have to do, pick up a copy, read through it. It's a quick read, and you'll be glad that you did.